Hello everyone, it's our honor to introduce the application that we built for this module. It's called On the Way. It's developed for the users who love traveling or taking trips and want to record their traveling via diaries, photos. And also we offer some tools for the travelers like maps, the calculators or something like that. And the unique feature that we built is a budget system, which means that the users can set some budget for their trips and they can record some expense of the trip. Now let's click the icon to start. Here's the welcome page. Here's the slogan of our applications, and we simply click get started. Here's the default account, which we used for testing last time, but now we can set up a new one. Now let's set up a new account. Let's simply use this email address and username, just use my nickname Ning, and password just set simply 129 and sign up. Hit successfully, and now we use the new account. And our password 20 sign. Now we are in the main page. Here shows some dialects which declare the permission that we set before the user use some important functions related to the phone access, like photos, storage and camera, something like that. But now let's just deny it again. And now if we want to use the camera, it requires us to allow the application to use the phone storage. But this time let's deny that again. And maps as well as the travel list. We cannot use it before we give the permission to the application. So now let's approve them. Allow. Okay. Now we are getting into the travel list activity. As you can see, here's two activities that we create before: London to Stockholm, London to Paris. But now let's create a new one. Just simply click Add New Trip button. And let's say London to Rome, and the date, let's set it to May, 19th of May or something. And here's the trip budget. It is a unique feature that we created for this app, and you can set a budget before you start a trip, and every time you spend some money during the traveling, you can just edit it, and the system will show you that how many budget you left and how many money you can spend. And that is a good way, we think, that to manage your trip in a more economic way. Let's set to 6,000, and if you change your mind, you won't cancel the trip now, you can just click cancel and nothing will start to the system. And now let's add again. Edit, and as you can see, directly get into the menu. And let's try the first one, the diary. Just call it day 1. Edit. Say something. And just save it. And if we want edit again, let's check. It's still there. Nothing lost. Save it and add another one. Save it. But actually, user can write more, but we just do an example. So just write a small little sentence. Let's go back, check other functions like album. Now you can upload some, the photos that you shoot during the traveling. Choose it. Let's choose this one, and you can check if you like it. Just upload to the album. Let's name it girl. Confirm. Here's the loaded icon. Oh, it uploaded successfully. Let's go back, check again. Yeah, it's still there. Now let's check our budget. Remember, if you remember that the £6,000 is we set before when we create this trip, so it's still there. And if we want add a new cost, just say, for example, dinner. How much it cost? £15. Add it. And if you spend something too much, like buy souvenir, and if it costs you £9,000, add it. You see, this label will turn into red as a warning, saying that now you can see that you spend all the money running out. So you need to be careful about your money. You need to manage your budget. Let's go back. Go back to the list. Let's see some function of it. For example, if we want edit a former traveling, you just simply click it, and album, for example, album. As you can see, here's a photo that we uploaded before, but now if you want, let's try this girl again. Let's upload it. So you can see it upload successfully, and now it downloaded from the database and showed us in this page. And now we go back, check other function of this list. For example, if we want to delete one, for example, if we want to delete the store home one, we just long click it, and here's a dialog that to confirm that if you really want to delete it. If you confirm it, now it has been deleted now. But if we want to check it, it said, do you want to delete all the trips? Here's the function that we built for it, that if you shake the device, it will allow you to delete all the trips. It's a quick way to just delete all the memories that you have with the traveling or something. But now, for now, we just cancel it. Let's check other functions. For example, here's some little tools built for the travelers. For example, let's say calendar. Here's a calendar tool. You can check the date, and you can check which day that day. Sometimes if you want to travel for example from 26 to 30, and you should notice that the 2 days of this holiday. So some museums, some travel site may be closed on that day. So it's quite useful for the travelers. And now let's check the camera. If you remember that we have already gave the permission to the device to the application to use the camera. So here is our campus. Now let's take a photo of it, and If you're not satisfied with it, you can retry and take this ball. This time it's quite nice. Just click OK, and now you can decide which travel or which trip you want to put this photo in. For example, if we want to put it on the London Paris trip, you just name it just like what we did before. You call it well, confirm. Now we go back to the main page. If you check the travel, if you check it here, you can see it. It's here with the other two photos. And if we go back, we can try another function. It's called photos. Actually, it's a gallery which displayed all the photos that you take. Now let's try it. Just click the button. It takes some time because it is downloading the photos from the database. Now it's done. Here we can see the bowl that we took before and with other two photos inside the Rome trip. And also here's some photos that we took for testing. Now let's go back. Let's try the maps. Here's a function that we designed for the users who have no strong sense of the locations. If they get lost, they can use this function to know where they are. Just simply click this button. Now you can see it is our campus, beautiful campus. Aside the Dockland. So if the users get lost, and sometimes if you in overseas, you may make some problem of the languages. So it's very hard to ask the local people to ask them where that you need to go or something like that. But now, if you download this app, you can check the map by yourself. Let's go back. Another problem that the users might meet during traveling overseas is that the currency. Many countries around the world use their own currencies, so it's definitely important for the users to control the current exchange rate of the different currencies. So we provide this function. It's called exchange rate. It allows the users to check the current exchange rate of the different currencies and convert the currency that used in their own country to another. Let's try it. Just simply click the button, and when you click the button, what it will do is connect to a website which is provided by Amazon Money. And because we have already enabled the JavaScript, so you can simply use the converter. You just select the money that you want to convert. It provides many currencies that used in the major countries of the world. Let's just select Chinese yuan and convert to euro. Just input the amount. Let's try to convert 8,000 yuan to euro. Here we got a result. Because the result is based on the latest currency exchange rate, so it's quite useful, helpful for the users. Here is another important feature that we developed for this app. It's called expense. If you remember that this icon is quite similar with the icon here we developed for here, you may ask what the difference or what's the relationship between the budget and expense. Actually, if you go back to the budget, here is some money that you spent for the traveling. Here we got 50, we got £9,000, and actually totally you spent already 9,015 pounds. If you go back, click this icon, you can see it's all listed here. So in London to Rome in this trip, you have already spent 9,000 pounds and 50. So if you go back and edit the Paris traveling again, budget, add a new cost like breakfast. Pounds, edit, and it will give you a message that you have already successfully edited, and at the same time your remaining money has been reduced. Now let's go back, see the expense, the list here, that during the London-Paris trip you have already spent 68 pounds totally. So basically this function shows the total amount of money that you have already spent and record in this app. So let's go back. The last button we listed here is called calculator. If you click it, a simple calculator will be shown here, and there are 4 options of the base code calculation. Let's try it. If you input 96 and 58, there's a result, and subtract. Here's the 96 subtracted by 58, and if you times them, here's the result of 96 times 58. And if you want to calculate the 96 divided by 58, you can just try this button. The reason why we keep some small tools like map and calculator and calendar is that if you open this app when you're traveling, you don't need to go back to the home page and, for example, call the calculator building the system or the map building the system. You can just keep this app during the whole trip. So this is why we integrate all of the tools that you might need during the trip. So basically our app integrates many useful tools that the users might need during the traveling. Also, we create many unique features like diaries and the galleries. If you want log out and just back to the main page and click here, you will log out. And if you want use another, for example, if you want to sign up again, and click here, and then you change your mind, you want to sign in via existing account, you just click here. Because our data is all uploaded to a server, a database, so you don't need to worry about that. Sometimes the data lost when you change a device or something. It all keep in the server. So if you try another device, it's all fine, as long as you remember the account name, the password, or the email that you registered. So here's an overview of our app. Thank you for watching.